this time we will be talking about the Flume test, and we will be using the 2025 version for the setup. This problem type focuses on the application of hydraulic boundary conditions, including CPG and rainfall infiltration, allowing us to observe unsaturated soil behavior. Unlike previous versions, this 2025 version allows direct groundwater level configuration within the grid interface. However, it will be more streamlined than previous versions. The Flume test model configuration consists of the slope decided with two different angles and an initial groundwater table. The analysis consists of 3 stages. First is initialized stress, where we use the K9 procedure to generate the initial stress and the water pressure. And stage 1 is rainfall infiltration. We can observe the induced and effective stress, which will lead to the slope of deformation. And finally is the slope stabilization after the rainfall stopped and the deformation process. Alright, let's start with creating the input data. First, open Anura3D 2025 and ensure you are using the correct version. In the tree list, you will see it starts with stages. We will begin by creating the model geometry. Start by drawing the boundary using the line structures. Then enter the coordinates in the lower input field. Once the lines are set, select them and define surfaces. Next, we have to define the soil parameters, and we can change the name of material as a slope. This model uses unsaturated soil material with suction effect. Since this is stage 0, we need to ensure that the initial stress is properly generated without excessive deformation or instability. To do this, we set a higher cohesion, which also helps accelerate the consolidation process. Now we assign materials to the element. Each element contains 3 material points. To check if the assignment is successfully set, you can use draw value to visualize the applied material setting. Since we are using the K9 procedure to generate initial stress, we need to define the soil surface as the boundary for the stress generation. Additionally, we need to set the initial groundwater table. In this 2025 version, you can directly enter the water level coordinates in grid interface. You can also check the generated water level in the lower display. If you prefer, you can draw the groundwater level line when creating the geometry and select water profile to define it. Next, we will set up the solid and liquid boundaries. Remember that after each boundary setting, you must click OK. If you don't, the boundary group will be created, but no fix will be assigned. You can also use draw value to verify the boundary setting. For stage 0, we need to define the seepage phase. The minimum and the maximum values represent a rectangular range formed by the two slope corners. And next, we have to set up the calculation data. We have to enable the gravity loading set as stepwise mode and set both initial and final values to 1. And then apply the convergence criteria for quasi-statics calculation. Set the maximum time step to 5,000 to reduce computational time. And activate mass scaling and set the scaling factor to 100. Next, apply homogeneous local damping, set the coefficient to 0.05. Activate strength smoothing and liquid pressure increment smoothing. Okay, and in Anura3D, the calculation separates solid, liquid, and gas phases. Since gas variations are not considered in single-point calculations, we can set the gas value to 0 in parallel output. This helps reduce the file writing time without influencing analysis results. Now we move to stage 1 infiltration. First, duplicate the previous stage setting. Since cohesion was increased to limit deformation in stage 0, we now reset cohesion to 1 using material update. And then define the infiltration phase and set the red value to -2 E -4. In this stage, we will run 20 steps, continuing from stage 0. This means that the time steps are 2 to 20, with a 1 second time period per step. And we also need to deactivate the quasi-static, and then we have to set the homogeneous local damping to 0.05. Alright, at this point, remember to save your model frequently to prevent data loss. For the final stage, we again copy the previous stage setting. Since no material updates are needed, we can skip the material update step. And we have to disable the rainfall setting by setting infiltration rate value to 0. And we need to address the calculation data for this stage. Run for 31 steps, keeping all other settings unchanged. Now we will generate the mesh. Set the mesh type to triangle. And set the mesh size to 0.2 meters. Okay, after mesh generation, we can select specific material points for detailed data output. Go to stage 0 calculation data. There is a material point output, and select a material point set time equal to 0. This automatically determines the minimum time interval. Select the mesh for output. Even though each mesh contains 3 material points, only the point with the smallest ID will be displayed in the output. Now the model setting is completed, and we are ready to run the analysis. Go to the top value, click Anura3D, and select the calculation. During the calculation, you can use the stage manager on the top of the menu to monitor the results for each stage in real time. Once the calculation is complete, open PowerView and import the result files. First, we can check the overall deformation. So we have to select the vector and select the displacement solid. Okay, you can also adjust the label format to your preference. For example, in the label field, set it to 0.2f to display the value with 2 decimal places. And then we can also observe the effective stress. Select fall means vertical stress. And if needed, you can also enable the mesh display to provide a clearer view. And then we can also observe the product pressure and check the evolution of a deviatoric strain over time. In this version update, users can now directly visualize the results within Git. Since Git supports both ASCII and binary formats, it can read contour files for different variable types, including scalars, vectors, and tensors. Now we can visualize our result in Git. Click the preprocessor on the top right corner, and then open the layer panel. Close the field layer, and then you can select the analysis step on the left side menu. Select the step that you want to do evaluation, and then select the contour icon. Select displacement, solid, and magnitude. You can also adjust the animation playback speed by opening the animation view from the top value. In the duration section, set the 150 for smoother transition. You can also check the effective stress. And while Paraview offers more advanced visualization features, Git allows you to analyze the results without switching windows or re-import data, making it more convenient for quick checks after running the simulation. Alright, let's analyze the specific material point selected in stage 0. During the Anura3D calculation, data from the material point is stored in a file with a .pai extension. Open a A3D folder where the simulation results are stored and search for PAR files, and import them into Excel. Once imported, we can plot the variation of water pressure over time. We have initially do data convert, and then select the time column and the water pressure column. Then plot the figure. You might notice that the simulation was a little weird on the time because we set 31 steps with each step being 1 second, but the data shows 45 seconds instead. This happened because the first phase, stress generalization, does not follow the fixed time step. Instead, its duration is determined by the actual calculation time. To verify this, open the Step 2 CPS file, which records the total time at the end of previous step. You can see the total time is 11.46 seconds. This is for stage 0. Since the stage 0 focuses on initial stress generation, the actual slope deformation stops in stage 1. Therefore, when analyzing results, pay attention to when the stage 1 begins, since it represents the actual slope movement and the water pressure evolution.